the Edblexy Offstage Talks is back once again at the Edblexy Festival, where creative minds have gathered from around the region once again to celebrate creativity and craft, and of course devotion to our craft. Today we have Nina Faulhaber, who is the creative director of Service Berlin. Nina, glad to have you here. And you seem to have an amazing talent of finding yourself comfortable in numerous roles. How did you enjoy yourself as a speaker of the Edblexy?
I was actually very nervous, but before I got up on stage, and when I went up on stage and realized there's a lot more people than there were in the rehearsals, but then I did enjoy myself a lot because I could see people actually listening, and I felt that they were enjoying it a bit as well.
Nina, you have one of the most adventurous resumes I have seen in a while. And how do you think, what was the moment when you started asking questions, and what's been the defining moment of your career, and what would your advice be to up-and-coming creatives? Where should they find their curiosity?
That's a very good question. I think, well, what I addressed in my speech was that when I was very little, I made a promise to myself never to forget what it's like being a kid, because I felt misunderstood by adults sometimes, and I didn't understand why they seemed like they don't remember what it's like being a kid. And I've taken that very seriously, and I try not to lose that part of me and let it guide me. So, because I am still, part of me is still that person. That's basically how I'm making sure I nurture my curiosity, and it's also my guide. When I make decisions work-wise, I feel like I'm always asking that person in me if my decision is right. Because sometimes you take decisions for the wrong reasons, and I want to make sure that I don't. And it's led me in really interesting fields and in really interesting jobs. And another thing is that as a kid, I was very sporty, and I did lots of different sports, and I wanted to compete in all of them. So I competed in tennis and in skiing and in gymnastics. That was my main thing, actually, gymnastics, and some other things. And I realized that I enjoy doing all of it, but I will never be super good. I will never be on top. Like even in gymnastics, where I put most energy in, I was good, but also because I was from the countryside and our clubs weren't that big, I would never be really good, because also I didn't want to give up all the other things. And that bothered me. And it took me quite a long time to realize that that is me, that is all part of me. And to me, it's important to try out different things. And to me, it's important to question myself and to have these doubts. That is all part of me, and I need to embrace it. And I need to embrace it in a way that leads me to new fields.
As you mentioned during your speech as well, I guess there is a certain age, a transitional age from childhood to adulthood, when you kind of feel that it's not cool to be a child anymore. How do you battle that feeling to keep inner child active, to fuel your curiosity?
Yes, that is a very, very tricky part, because it's also something I mentioned in my talk, that I had my nephew over and he's 17, and I realized that he's talking so little, like his sentences are mostly one-word sentences. Yes, okay, no. And I realized at this age, you just want to be regarded as an adult because you don't feel like a kid, but society doesn't regard you as such because you're just not there yet. You can't vote yet. You can't drive a car yet. So you're just trying to, when you're with adults, you're just trying to lose all your excitement and wonder and act like you've seen it all. And it's really important not to lose that. I feel like a lot of adults have actually lost that somewhere on the way. And how you nurture it, it's a constant thing. Like, I constantly ask myself, what would little Nina think? What would she want me to do? Was today a good day for her? Love what you do and do what you love. If you don't enjoy it, it's fine. For a while, you will do things that are hard. You will do things that take time, and you don't always enjoy it. But if you realize it's been quite a while since you haven't enjoyed doing this, maybe it's not the thing. Maybe you need to focus on something else. But keep your curiosity going. Actually, for my talk, I researched quotes as well. And there's a quote by Einstein. Einstein said, "I don't have a really special talent. I'm just passionately curious." That's what he said. And then there was one by Eleanor Roosevelt who said, I don't know the quote, I'll try to say it in my own words. She basically said, when you've given up your curiosity, you've given up on life. You're basically dead inside. So yeah, I'm kind of trying to live by that.
Nina, your curiosity allowed you to follow different career paths. You changed your careers quite a bit, and one of them being influencer in China as well. How do you translate your curiosity into advertising?
I think in advertising, it's the main thing, basically. I mean, I don't know how you'd work in advertising without being curious. When I did create filters, that being an influencer in China was involuntarily, I started creating filters on Instagram, like these face filters, when Meta opened the platform for everyone, and they went viral for some reason in China. And even though in China Instagram doesn't officially exist, it's still used apparently. And when I did that, during the time I was doing that, I was out having lunch or something, and I met a freelance art director on the street, and we were talking, and she said, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I'm freelancing and I'm creating filters and stuff." And she said, "Oh, filters, that's interesting. So what do you do? Can you make money off that?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm working for brands as well." And she said, "Oh, that sounds great." And I said, "Well, you have to download this program from Meta, and you need to learn how it works, and then you can create filters." And then she said, "Oh, you need to learn that." No, I've learned enough. Like, now I'm working. Like, I've learned. I've had this time in my life when I was learning. Now I'm doing. I'm not. So it's not for me. And I didn't understand that. That is not part of my thinking. I think you need to be open to learning all your life, and you need to be open to questioning yourself all your life. Otherwise, you're not going to go anywhere. I do believe otherwise you're kind of dead inside.
Yeah, and for the last question, would you address those who didn't or could not manage to attend this year's festival? Why is it important to be part of such gatherings, such as at Black Sea?
It's super important because it's you meet loads of great people from all over the world. For me, it was especially valuable and great to be part of the jury this year as well, because our jury consisted of people we were 7 people, and I think we were from 7 different countries. So I'm from Germany, there was someone from England, from Canada, from Georgia, from Uzbekistan, and Ukraine, and Slovenia or Slovakia. No. Anyway, it's great to meet people from all over the place and get new, perspectives, new ideas. Also to see the works from different countries that I otherwise wouldn't get to see. yeah, I find it very inspiring. And also what I said in my talk as well, I do believe that these awards, these creative awards, they're great because they can open doors for you and they boost your confidence. It's just that they're not going to walk through the door for you. You will need to show more, like when you're in an interview, show yourself, like use the award and everything it gives you to then show up and show who you are and what you can bring that no one else can bring to the table.
You mentioned that you're very competitive, and maybe that's one of the motivations that could fuel the creativity, just winning and proving that you're really good at it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really still struggling with it because I know that just for the competition is not good motivation. But because I was from when I was little, I was competing and things. I do like a competition, but I don't think you should do anything just for the competition. No.
Have you seen any works that might have prompted you to change your career once again?
Oh, actually, I'm quite happy in my career at the moment. I've seen very inspiring works. Most of the works that were inspiring to me were about what people can think of and do to try to make a difference in their life and in their world, where the advertising part is just enabling it. But it's, yeah, like I can't remember the real title, but the Honeybee Project, I'm probably saying it wrong, from Ukraine. That was very inspiring. Yeah, there were lots of very inspiring projects actually.
Thank you. It was nice having you as our guest, our first guest of these talks. Lovely to have you at Black Sea Festival, and I think that's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
enjoy the rest of the festival. I definitely will.